Alright guys, I'm gonna show you how I managed to stumble upon the little Jake break sounds I got to move with the RPMs and everything. So here we are in 22 with the nice Pete that I converted over from 19, made by Harry Armstrong Jr. here. For Armstrong Modding is his new Facebook page. So I was messing with the sounds on the Jake break side of it, just trying to figure out different ways to make it sound better. And there's a couple different sounds that I'll end up packing in to the description and the link below. Biggest thing, I'll show you guys how to get those sound files working on your mod, and also I'll give you the sound template on how to get them in and working with your engine RPMs. My biggest issue I have right now is I can't get it to silence and reverse, and I'll show you guys that here real quick. Honestly, to me, it's not that big of a deal, but to some it might be. You guys get it figured out or know something, let me know. We'll go from there. So you hear the Jake brake pop on in reverse, which, depending on the sound of your Jake brake, might be a little crazy, depending on the volume also. But I'll show you guys what I mean. And it'll all make sense when we look through the XML then. Oh, come on. Sensitivity on the clutch. So, with this being said, we wrap her out, 11th gear, and we're just going to let off and let the Jake bellow here, and you'll hear it idle down with the RPMs. And then step back on it. Now I'm going to downshift with it. See, I over revved it there. The game really threw her up. So, with that stuff being said, I'm going to actually take you right in. I'm going to take you right in and show you guys the XML side of it. And the way this is going to come in, obviously I'm already there. You guys need to make sure you extract all on the zip file I give you. When you get the zip file extracted, you're going to see these. I'm going to also get the sound template put in there for you. The sound template will literally be this right here, and this is what we're looking at. So with this being said, you got the motorized part, which I will not be putting in the file for you. The motorized side should stay at whatever sound you guys got your truck set at. This is actually the onload, offload, run sound. The part you want right here is where it says retarder, down to the next retarder. This is what we're looking at. And you just need to make sure you get it in. You look at this group of motorized sounds, you need to make sure you got it in sounds, top to bottom there. Exactly how I got this. Otherwise, it's going to throw a fit and whatnot. And here's the file that I'm using. It's just pretty easy. So once again, we go back to the mod here, and I'm going to back out to the actual mod. Here's the sounds file, and then you can see I'm using the jake.ogg file for my Jake break. Now the big thing is I've been messing around through all this, figuring it out, and you're going to want to keep the types about the same, and the values, you guys can mess with that. The modified values is really different to me. You could get way lost on it. So make sure you save it back of something that you like. And your volume, obviously, is your volume indoor, outdoor. Inner radius and outer radius is how far you got to be away to hear what. The big thing with the RPM reels or the RPM reel is it's going to read off your RPM gauge in game. So here I have the volumes according to the RPMs, and as you can see, my truck was what 2600 was red line. I put in 2900, so it would be crazy loud if you over rev. Now down here is also the pitch. You could take this whole group from up here and flip flop them. Now, when you're down here on the pitch, that's going to make it sound different also. Up here on the volume, the modified value is the sound, or how loud that sound is going to be at those RPMs. And that's why I kept this at 0. Along with accelerate, the accelerate side of it, you're going to want to keep down so that way it's not coming on while you're running. And you can see this template part of it has been around for a long time. You actually see this right here from LS17. But I stumbled upon this on the in-game Superliner, which you guys will see right here. So you could mess with it all. I did put in the driving direction and mess with that also. And this is on the Superliner Mac. I have yet to get it fully figured out on getting the volume off. The other big part you need is in the mod XML of whatever vehicle you're using. In the base part, if it is converted correctly and everything is here, this is how you're going to want this set up. When you copy this over, your sounds are right here. This is how we get an external sound file working, which I mean right like this. I have my mod XML, my mod i3D, the mod desk. Right here is the sounds file and the slash and the sound that you're going to, or I mean actually it would be the sound XML right here, and it can all be named different and everything like that. So whatever folder you put this stuff in, make sure you're getting that set right. And lastly, we are just going to once again look over this. Here's all your sounds for everything. I mean, all that great stuff that you want. And you can change the transmission sound and all that, which I forgot to say. The Superliner part of it is actually, if you see here, hydrostatic transmission. This isn't actually for a Jake brake, engine retarder, whatever you want to call them. This is actually for the sounds on the transmission. So you could get a whining sound to be louder as the RPMs are going higher. So it works for a lot of other different things besides just the Jake brake. And I don't know, mess around with it. Like I said, make sure you definitely keep a backup file of this, because you mess it up, you start changing the values around, you start moving things around, before you know it, you got something crazy sounding. If you guys have any issues, go ahead, comment. If you guys want to hear or know anything else about it, go ahead and comment. But I'm just going to show you what I mean by, well, what should I mess with? Pitch? Is that 29? Yeah. Let's go with the volume so you guys can hear how crazy loud it's going to be. I'm just going to save this quick. It'll be different. You even heard it right there. That's my favorite thing. Just, it almost works. And you see how quickly that cut out, because that's our volume pitch and our RPM values. So let's get her going. Well, there you guys have it. You seen it, you heard it, and everything. So have fun with it, and don't make it too hard.